At the conclusion of month 4, I weighed 158.3 pounds. So let's see how I rate compared to that. 158.1. Wow. It's crazy. I basically haven't changed this month. Fascinating.
Alright, here we are at the end of month 5. I gotta say that month just bam, it just went so fast. Not especially memorable, I guess. I feel like Zap is just becoming day-to-day life and it's just normal now. It doesn't seem unusual to me anymore. It just seems almost at times mundane. I am constantly doing little tinkering projects around the house, and I had several things come up this month where I was like, oh, I just want to change that, and I needed a power tool to do it. So those fix-it projects just aren't gonna happen for a year, and thus I have to look at them for a year, and it's really starting to irritate me. I've noticed that my body really craves energy when I'm really active, and it doesn't when I'm sedentary. Like if I'm just sitting around editing movies, or it's raining out and I'm cracking walnuts, I don't really get that hungry. But if I was to go on a bike ride or a long hike, then all of a sudden within a few hours I'm starving and I just need to eat really bad. So it is interesting that basically my hunger is just there to feed that energy usage. I find it interesting that the development of ready to eat foods, stuff you just heat up, has really allowed our society to become this individualistic society that it is. If I had a family, it would be a lot easier because the tasks would be split up. I would be out working during the day and my wife would be at home making dinner, and then when I get home it would be ready. That multitasking ability is something I don't have. And so I feel that drew families together and really made them less individualistic. And now it's just so easy for one person to take care of themselves. It's really advanced that individualism in our society. I've really just been eating whatever I can get my hands on. I thought that I'd find this magical food that was super good, that was just undiscovered in nature, or discovered but lost. And it turns out that most of the food in nature is really not very good. It's just not, you don't get that flavor from it that you get from your typical food that we eat every day. There's a reason why people aren't out there, scavenging up acorns or buckeyes or soaproot or whatever, dahlia tubers. Although I gotta say that, people are out there scavenging up chanterelles and honey and dried fruit and these kinds of things. So pretty much the things that you would think that you would eat during your everyday life I've found to be good. And the things that people don't bother eating just really aren't worth eating. For the first time, I'm kind of realizing the way everyone else saw Zap when I started. I still feel like if I stopped, I would be very unfulfilled. And the only way out is through, in my opinion. And I still have a lot to learn. I don't know, some weird psychology, I'm just tired most of the time, and I don't have the energy and motivation to go and do the things that are on my to-do list. I think some of this comes from being denied on several of my little projects, and thus kind of losing heart and feeling unsuccessful. It doesn't really make you want to go out and try new projects when you seem to be failing at the ones that you're doing. But, Zap is just like everyday life. You have moments of, doldrums, and you have moments of absolute clarity and beautifulness. In that sense, it's really not that much different. I do get bored way more often than I usually would. There's not as much stuff around to entertain me, I guess, and I'm limited. It has been nice that, one of my goals on Zap was to do all the reading that I never really made time for. And I've been saturated in reading nonstop, and it's interesting to be a reader instead of watching TV, That gives us 5 months down and 7 months to go. That was fast. I have a feeling 6 months is going to be here pretty soon. Springtime's coming, the weather's been nicer. There's actually some finches stuck in the greenhouse right now making all this racket back here.